The following Action 10 newscast is brought to you in NewsScribe, made possible by General Shale Brick. From East Tennessee's 24-hour news channel, WBIR TV Channel 10, this is Action 10 News Nightly.
Good evening. Peace and free love meet police and high-priced tickets. It is Woodstock 94, and it looks and sounds much different from the original. John Hug joined us live via Skylink from the 25th anniversary concert.
Good evening from Woodstock 94. If you want to come here, you may be out of luck. With more than 200,000 people holding tickets, sales have been suspended, and the roads and parking lots around here are a jammed mess. But for those lucky enough to get back to the Garden, they have a chance to recreate some of the magic of the original. The first night of Woodstock. No rain, the music is loud and has attitude, and the crowd is moshing. Woodstock fans were as happy as pigs in mud. The drummer for Crosby, Stills and Nash, Woodstock alumnus Dallas Taylor, says the spirit of this Woodstock is much like the original.
It's as incredible as I can remember the first one being, and the thing that I like about this is that it's organized, but it's not organized. They're just as clueless in the production office today as they were 25 years ago.
If you look at the bands that are playing, there's a real good chance for some magic to happen here, too.
The musical lineup is eclectic. You have Joe Cocker, but you also have Jackal burning a stool and playing with a chainsaw. Concert promoters had no comment. The cynics said this wouldn't be anything like Woodstock 69, but it sure looks a lot like its predecessor. The music, the nudity,
He's naked, he's a man, he's the naked man.
and the massive humanity that makes up Woodstock Nation. Some have come seeking to create their own myths about Woodstock.
Everyone's been real friendly and everything to each other and real helpful and whatever, you know. It's pretty cool.
Others have come a bit jaded by the commercialism.
It definitely has that cha-ching feel to it, you know?
He has a point. The Woodstock of 69 offered up free love and free admission. Woodstock 94 has the souvenir condom and pay-per-view. But promoters believe they can have their profits and give kids the kind of experience their parents enjoyed a generation ago. Reporting live from Saugerties, New York, I'm John Hug. Back to you.
Thank you very much, John. While the big concert rocks in Saugerties, a much smaller version of Woodstock Anniversary plays out in a field 55 miles to the southwest. Bethel, New York is the site of the original Woodstock. Promoters gave up on a ticket-selling venture when sales fell short, but some musicians decided to perform for free anyway. On stage are some of Woodstock's original artists, as well as some local talent. And Woodstock 94 is trying to capture the spirit of the original, but the Rockfest pioneers say it's a different time. Tonight, Action 10's Jennifer Leslie talked with one Knoxville woman who remembers a weekend that changed her life. Jennifer?
Kim, for those who made the trek to Woodstock, this is certainly a time for reflection. And there's a feeling that this second go-around won't compare to the history-making event 25 years ago. When 500,000 people converged on a farm in Bethel, New York, Nancy was there. She was 25 at the time, living and working in Manhattan, when she decided to join some friends for a weekend of music in the country.
There were all sorts of people there. There were super straight people. There were commune people. Everybody in between. They were thinking, well, you know, we're going to go up and hear all these good bands. But then I think part of what happened with the fence going converging was the more unorthodox, the looser people saying, well, man, we'll just go hang out, you know, and just everybody showed up.
Something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear.
What began as a weekend of music, peace, and love became a major cultural event, making one of the strongest statements of any generation.
Nobody that was there really knew how it was impacting as it was happening, was that number of people could get together and not kill and maim each other and just enjoy the music and cooperate.
Pucci now works for a Knoxville business and keeps her original $18 Woodstock tickets framed. On this 25th anniversary, she wonders if Woodstock can be duplicated.
We were so charging toward peace because of the war in Vietnam, and we wanted peace, and we were thinking peace, and we were anti-gun, and gun meant war at that time. And now there's no wars happening, really, and guns mean power in a lot of areas where people don't have very much power.
You know the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other side.
I think it's interesting how we've come back around, that my daughter, who's 20, and her friends are wearing clothes that we wore and jewelry we wore and peace and love, and that whole thing is back. It kind of validates us.
Those original tickets are in perfect shape because by the time Nancy arrived at Woodstock, the fences had been forced down and no one was there taking tickets. Now they could be worth thousands.
Wow, because there are awfully a lot of fences out there now.
Definitely.
Does she ever think about going back now?
Well, she said no because this is really a different time and a different generation, but she said her daughter's friends and some young people in her neighborhood were interested in going.
But the tickets were awfully expensive.
That's right.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jennifer. One of the Kentucky Lottery's most popular games may turn out to be a losing bet. Profits from the Lotto Kentucky games have slipped by about $30 million in the last 2 years. Lottery officials say they're concerned about the losses and may put the game on the shelf, but players have other gaming options with big payoffs and jackpots. There you go. Thank you.
Switch to Powerball.
Powerball, just as much fun to you?
Well, you got about as much chance, 14 million to 1 or something like that.
Officials say the Kentucky Lottery is still going strong. Keeping an eye on crime tonight, Caryville police have arrested 2 men for burglarizing the Caryville Holiday Inn on Interstate 75. A hotel guest saw the 2 burglars and then called police with the make of their car and the license plate number. The 2 men were arrested just 10 miles into Kentucky and charged with aggravated burglary. More charges are pending. The men are from South Carolina. Found in their car was jewelry, money, and traveler's checks. They are being held in Whitley County, Kentucky jail tonight. Should the people who represent you in legislature be able to make a career out of it? Term limits are the topic of this week's Insider's Journal. Alan Lindsay, who leads Tennesseans for term limits, is this week's guest, and he ignites a heated discussion. Join Gene Patterson along with Insiders Ron McMahon, Halloran Hill, and Tom Ingram at 9 on Sunday morning for Insider's Journal right after Action 10 News Weekend. On the national political scene, Republicans say they're ready to work with Democrats on a crime bill, and President Clinton insists the bill will pass this year. On health care, Speaker Thomas Foley says he hopes the House will take up the issue before Labor Day. Both sides of the less than one-day-old baseball strike have agreed to federal mediation. But while the big leagues sit out, the minor leagues are still in business. The Knoxville Smokies expect to see an increase in attendance with fans looking for their baseball fix. The Smokies are already averaging about 2,200 fans per game. That's an all-time high. Well, can we expect clear skies for weekend sports? Meteorologist Todd Howell joins us from the Weather Center with what's ahead in our forecast. Todd?
Okay, Kim. Well, after several hot days, we do have some relief heading our way. We'll let you know when, coming right up.
All right, sounds good. Thanks. Also ahead on the Night Beat, response from the all-male military school that still doesn't have to allow a female cadet.
Everybody keeps talking about her rights, but nobody really wants to look at ours, and we're really excited about having the chance.
More on the struggle at the Citadel coming up next on the Night Beat.
It's your Ford dealer's factory-authorized clearance, and that means it's time to save big on the baddest trucks in town, including America's #1 selling Ford F-150. Now, during clearance, drive an F-150 for only $229 a month. That's right, just $229 a month, and that's before you get your best clearance deal. Everything is priced to move, but with deals this good on trucks this bad, you better get there now. It's your local Ford dealer's factory-authorized clearance, only from the Truck Authority.
In 1944, I was 12 years old and had to lie about my age to get a job at the Regas restaurant. I didn't know what a great reputation the Regas had, even then. Frank and George Regas taught me to set high standards and keep the customers happy, a tradition that made Regas one of the best restaurants in America. When I left the Regas, Mr. Frank and Mr. George told me that if I ever wanted a job, they'd give me one. One day, I just might do that. Except this time, I won't have to lie about my age.
Introducing the most sophisticated communications tool ever created for small business. It's so technologically advanced, it can respond in a billionth of a second and actually thinks for itself. So easy to use, it's activated simply by the sound of your voice. You see, you told us what you wanted from a communications company, and we listened. Introducing South Central Bell Small Business Services. Call 1-800-WE-HEAR-YOU and watch how we're listening.
Well, good evening. We have had several hot and hazy days over the last couple of days here in East Tennessee and Southeast Kentucky. Is there any relief in sight? We do have some good news to talk about, but more about that in just a second. Right now, this is a live look at our lightning detection network, and look what's happening out west. Now, you know, they need the rain, but certainly they don't need the lightning. That's what's caused a lot of the brush fires, but they're getting some monsoonal-type moisture, also a tropical system out in the eastern Pacific, helping to pump in some moisture, so a lot of thunderstorm activity taking place out west quite a bit. You got to remember the 3 hours earlier or later, however you want to look at it, than we are, but earlier in the day, so they still have a lot of the heat of the day. Now, we do have some thunderstorms still in parts of the Illinois, Indiana, the northern part of the Ohio Valley. Lots of thunderstorms as a easterly wave continues to move on shore. That's going to give us a little bit of moisture over the next couple of days, and we'll talk more about that in just a second. Most of the thunderstorms well out to our west. We don't have to worry about any thunderstorm activity. It doesn't look like overnight tonight. Let's look at our current conditions. We do have mostly fair skies after some thunderstorms earlier this afternoon and this evening. 72 degrees. The current temperature will drop probably a few more degrees later on tonight. The winds are very light out of the south. Humidity 90%, barometric pressure rising. High today was 89 degrees. Low this morning 71. There's your record high and low very quickly. Fair skies overnight tonight. Low temperatures down near 70 degrees. Now in the morning we'll wake up to start off our Saturday. Could have some patchy fog. Some of it could be locally dense, so keep an eye on that. Low 70s for your temperatures in the morning. By midday, well, it's going to be a hazy and hot day again for Saturday, it looks like, with temperatures then about 84 degrees. And tomorrow evening, no relief yet, but it's shortly thereafter. Hazy, still hot. A few thunderstorms like we saw today for tomorrow later in the afternoon. Most of those widely scattered and isolated. And 89 degrees, still hot for tomorrow. So stay cool out there. Satellite picture in motion. Late tonight, we have a tropical wave again, a tropical type of wave coming on the eastern parts of Florida, out in the Atlantic, continue to progress to the northwest. Now, this is very interesting because it looks like it's going to throw some moisture out ahead of an oncoming frontal system, which is off this map, but is well up in the northern plains. That'll be sliding down our way by Sunday. So a lot of this moisture, it looks like it's going to start to be tapped. We're kind of in between systems at this point. Most of the clouds well up to our north, and you know, Florida's had an awful lot of rain. Miami has had almost 10 inches of rain in the past 24 hours. I think they picked almost 6 inches of rain in about a 6-hour time period. So certainly heavy rains down in Florida continues, and even portions of Kentucky today had severe thunderstorms, almost 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts earlier with some of those thunderstorms. So we're in between systems. Down here in Florida, the rain continues. There's a lot of the rain in parts of Illinois and Indiana, and you can see they're getting some pretty good rain showers out west. Now for tomorrow, still hazy and hot. Temperatures almost near 90 degrees and a good portion of Kentucky and Tennessee in the upper 80s here, a pocket of 90s out west. Now here's what we're looking at for tomorrow. We could have an isolated thunderstorm or two, but the biggest storms, and most of the widespread rain will be well up toward north and west. But by Sunday, here comes the showers and thunderstorms. Some of these could be locally strong in parts of Kentucky and Tennessee and northern parts of Tennessee with cooler air. That's the good news behind it. It looks like later Sunday into Monday, that cool air is going to try to filter in into our region. So one more time, Saturday, no thunderstorms yet, but Sunday, look for scattered showers and thunderstorms developing later in the day with cool air trying to reach our area by the 1st of next week. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. Here's what it looks like. Again, an isolated thunderstorm, a few scattered about the area possible tomorrow, but better chances late Sunday into the first half of Monday before ending late Monday. And Tuesday looks wonderful. Sunshine, low 80s, and Wednesday looks pretty good as well. So some thunderstorms the latter part of the weekend. It still looks like it's going to be hazy and hot before we get that relief tomorrow, Kim.
We'll just survive through it.
It's August, right?
That's true. Thanks a lot, Todd.
Okay.
Kids at the Boys and Girls Club are learning all about what it takes to be healthy. Our own Missy Kane donned her tights and T-shirt and taught an aerobics class at today's health fair for kids. Then she was surprised with the Top Dog Award for all her work as a role model in the community, and we thank her very much for that. The event also included 17 booths complete with free things and information about everything from AIDS to alcohol. More than 400 kids participated in the fair, which was sponsored by Oscar Mayer. A phone call could be a critical part of the case against O.J. Simpson, and a young woman's case against an all-male school goes on. Those updates are still ahead on the Night Beat. Plus, Heath's jeweler meets the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll check in with Bob to see how Heath's doing.
For 22 years, Brown Squirrel has been proud to serve the people of East Tennessee, and we look forward to serving you and your families for many years to come.
Pilot Food Marts have 99 ways to save this summer. Try Frito-Lay potato chips or new Wavy Lays, now only 99 cents. Gatorade Thirst Quencher, the big 32-ounce bottle, only 99 cents. Get 3 Elm Hill hot dogs fresh off the grill, only 99 cents. Or take home a package of Elm Hill hot dogs for 99 cents. And cool down with Pepsi 12-pack, now just $2.99. And also from Pepsi, register to win a fabulous trip for 2 to St. Thomas. Check for details at participating Pilot Food Marts.
Pilot Food Marts, right on your way.
Yeah, we're on a fixed income, and they really fixed it good. So we don't travel as much. That means we don't get to see the grandkids as often. We've tightened up our budget. Now, if we could just figure out how to lower our grocery bill. It would be nice to see more of the grandkids.
Hey kids, it's Big Cat Weekend at the Knoxville Zoo. August 13th and 14th, come see all the cats in Big Cat Country. Wear some cool stripes and get $1 off admission. Bring a picture of your cat for the Kitty Wall of Fame. Plus you'll get a free poster when you leave with lots of stuff about leopards and tigers on the back. August 13th and 14th, it's Big Cat Weekend at the Knoxville Zoo. From your Straight from the Heart, Station Channel 10.
A phone call could make a critical difference in the O.J. Simpson murder case. In a court transcript released today, the defense says Nicole Brown Simpson spoke to her mother on the phone at 10:17 the night she was killed. That is 2 minutes earlier than prosecutors have said the murders might have occurred. The judge who released the transcript refused to release other court records reporters had wanted to see. Shannon Faulkner says she is not surprised by the decision that will keep her out of the Citadel's Corps of Cadets. A federal appeals court has blocked the decision by a district judge who said the South Carolina school's all-male policy is unconstitutional.
Well, certainly I'm relieved because we wouldn't be involved in this lawsuit if we didn't think that single-gender education was the appropriate technique to use. Keep in mind the preliminary injunction for Ms. Faulkner is still in effect, and she'll come back as a day student.
We're really excited because we think that our single-gender education has a lot of merits, and there's a lot of points that are being overlooked. Everybody keeps talking about her rights, but nobody really wants to look at ours, and we're really excited about having the chance.
Although she will not be a Corps of Cadets member, Faulkner will attend day classes until another hearing in December. Faulkner also wants to play in the school orchestra. The United States and North Korea agree to ease tension on the Korean peninsula. A statement released in Geneva says the United States will help the communist country switch to a safer nuclear technology. The two countries say they'll set up diplomatic posts in each other's capitals. They will also work to lower trade and investment barriers. More trouble in the war-torn former Yugoslavia. Someone stole a cannon from a UN storage depot, and after demands from UN peacekeepers, Bosnian Serbs returned it. This comes just a week after NATO airstrikes retaliated against similar action. Relief workers fear another exodus of Rwandan refugees. An estimated 50,000 Hutus are gathering across the border from Zaire. Hutus fear being killed by ethnic Tutsi who dominate Rwanda's new government. A UN spokeswoman is appealing for help to keep Rwandans from fleeing their country. Why bring together 2,000 fans, dozens of players, and gallons of barbecue? Bob will explain why. And Dream Team 2 works on international relations. Sports is next.
It's summertime in Arkansas, and people in small towns everywhere are coming together for the home-cooked taste of Sonic's Brown Bag Special. 2 famous Sonic burgers made to order, 2 orders of fries, and 2 medium Coke Classics. Specially priced now at just $4.99. The Brown Bag Special. The people here think it's the perfect lunch or dinner for 2. Of course, there's a customer now and then who can eat the whole thing.
Somebody wants to give you $250,000. Buick Value Days are going strong here at Twin City Buick. Come by and register to win $250,000 cash. And there's more. We'll give you a sleeve of top-quality golf balls just for taking a test drive. More? How about driving a new Buick Century for 2 years for just one low payment of $78.82, or a loaded-less Sabre for one low payment of $96.45? Fabulous cars, free golf balls, and a chance to win $250,000. Come on by. Isn't this sure?
1/2 of all Americans will experience mental illness at some point in their lives. John was troubled. Mary was depressed. Kevin had a problem. At Overlook Center, we recognize each person's potential to succeed. Overlook Center, returning people to productive lives.
It's Thursday's Comedy Smash. Let's all sing the Frasier song.
Frasier's a good bet. It's a quirky gem.
Whoa.
One of the best.
Yes.
4 stars for them.
Wow.
With talent, the makings of a hit.
We're in.
Just say we agree.
Oh, it's great.
All right. So every Thursday night, watch Frasier Crane.
Who, me?
Right here on NBC.
One more time.
So every Thursday night, watch Frasier Crane.
It's me.
Right here on NBC.
All right, now time to take a look at sports and Friday night football.
That's right. Dress rehearsal number 2 for Heath Schuler tonight. Heath had his second go-around as an NFL quarterback, 4 for 10, of course, in his first game against Buffalo. Tonight, Schuler and the Skins hosted the Kansas City Chiefs at RFK Stadium. Schuler got a chance to play. This is not the Heath Schuler video. This is the doink pass from the other night, the CFL game, as the guy takes it in the head. Schuler, of course, tonight had a chance to play for the Washington Redskins. They fell behind in the contest, and then Schuler has been trying to rally the team. Schuler in the first, basically played the entire second half. Schuler dumps it off here. In fact, he hit his first 2 passes, was 4 out of 6 early in the game. Basically, as you can see, just little dump-offs to his backs and tight ends. That one almost picked off. And then Schuler also, remember the game against Buffalo the other night when he got blindsided? He got it again. Darren Mickle, the former Florida star, gets him. And Schuler shaking his head just a bit as he went out of the contest. The Chiefs were trailing in the game 13-11 when Steve Bono drops off the little pass to Donnell Bennett. And Bennett gets through the Redskins secondary all the way for the touchdown. And the Chiefs took the lead 17-13. Then in the fourth quarter, Schuler, for the first time in his pro career, heard the boo birds as he couldn't get the offense going. But the next play, after he misfired on that one, they turned to cheers as Schuler showed his athletic ability. As Schuler is able to scramble for 23 yards to keep a Redskin first down drive alive. But then on a 4th and 4, same drive, Schuler misfires. That ends the drive right now in the 4th. The Chiefs are leading the Redskins by a score of 17-13. Other games now in the NFL this evening in preseason. Atlanta has knocked off Buffalo 27-7, and San Francisco beat Denver 20-3. Tennessee's football team isn't quite ready to open the season, but the fans surely are. The Knoxville Quarterback Club and the UT Alumni Association sponsored its annual Welcome Back Barbecue tonight at the Thompson Bowling Arena. Over 2,000 fans came to hear the players and the coaches talk about the upcoming season. The Knoxville Quarterback Club is also looking for new members for its weekly Monday meetings coming up during the season. That's a very young volunteer fan there, but a big night tonight at the arena. 2-a-day practices continue tomorrow. The Volunteers held their first full day of 2-a-day sessions today. 105 of the 82 players, which are on scholarship, ran through drills. 2-a-day practices this weekend, and then the pads come on this coming Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Major League Baseball strike continues. The minor leagues keep going. The Knoxville Smokies won another big game in Greenville tonight, 5-3. The Smokies now just a game and a half out of first place. Dream Team 2 continued its run for the World Basketball Championship in Toronto. Tonight, the Dream Teamers faced undefeated Russia. Now, this was a game in which the USA didn't play very well early, but then they started to step things up. Mark Price drains the three-point shot as the USA started to pull away, and then they got everything going. Shaq with the block. He also had 21 points on the night, and then they get the fast break working, and the USA goes on to win again. Kevin Johnson with the layup there. They took it 111-94 over Russia tonight, and we'll get one more shot from Shaq as he just gets it up and in. USA wins easy tonight in Toronto. Meanwhile, the second round of the PGA Championship in Tulsa, everybody's trying to catch this guy, Nick Price. He rolls in the birdie on number 10 and virtually ran away from the field, but there were some great shots today. Mike Springer on number 10. This for an eagle, backspin right in. Then number 17, Tom Lehman. And this one goes right in the cup. You think that's good? Number 18, Brian Henniger. This is the approach. This also for an eagle. It's like throwing darts out there. Hennigan goes right in the cup. Those great shots didn't help him catch Nick Price, who shot a 65, has a 5-shot lead over Corey Pavin. They head to round 3 tomorrow. NASCAR drivers on the road course this weekend. They'll be running at Watkins Glen. The pole today, Mark Martin was able to get on the pole, 118.326 miles an hour, his 24th pole of his career, first of the season. Ken Schrader is number 3, Jeff Gordon, Ernie Irvin, and Rusty Wallace, the top 5 qualifiers today. This is, of course, prime time for summer camps. This morning, the Knoxville Cherokees captain, Mike Murray, concluded his week-long hockey camp at the Ice Chalet. The final game for the youngsters, and they capped it off just like they do in the NHL with spotlights and everything. As it turns out, the white team won it 12-7. Very hotly contested today at the Ice Chalet. Mike Yen will have more on this summer hockey program, which has really been a big success. He'll have that tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Okay, you remember those 2-a-days. One word to describe them.
Just survive. Just try and get through it without, keeping one piece. It's tough.
All right, thanks a lot, Bob. May we have a 48-hour forecast, please, for the weekend, Tom?
That's right. Bob said drink lots of fluids. Tomorrow, hazy and hot. A few thunderstorms late in the day, 89 degrees. Some relief in the way of scattered thunderstorms and showers on Sunday. A little bit cooler. Cooler conditions also on Monday, Kim.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much. Of all of the places for a puppy to get stuck, one in Florida wiggled its way into a sewer pipe outside this home last night and couldn't wiggle its way back out without some help. City workers dug down, used all they could, all their equipment, before getting the puppy, whose name is Bear, out safely. He emerged awfully smelly and certainly in need of a bath, which Bear's owner promptly gave him. He is a pretty cute. He says she has a lot of faith that Bear would get out safely. That's really cute. Okay, thanks a lot for joining us tonight on The Night Beat. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Tennessee needs a governor willing to roll up his sleeves, work over the budgets line by line, and find better ways to deliver service and value to the taxpayers. Good things don't just happen, not for a business or a city or a state. Tennessee doesn't need a blue ribbon task force to deliver it into the 21st century. We need someone to take the leadership, provide the vision, define the plan. I'm applying for the job, and I look forward to the campaign ahead.
Television. So many choices. What to watch? Only one channel has it all. It's NBC.
Crash dive.
From Moscow.
Justice Today on NBC.
It's everything you want.
What kind of world will they inherit? Will it be one of uncertainty or one of promise? At Action 10 News and NBC News, we're digging deeper to give you no-nonsense news and the answers you depend on. That's why more and more people in East Tennessee are turning to Action 10 News, and that's why you should too. NBC News and Action 10 News, now more than ever, straight from the heart.
The Heartland Series, brought to you by Home Federal Bank.
Your home equity could open new doors for you. Because with the Home Federal Bank Home Equity Loan, it can bring you things you've dreamed of, while you save big money on your loan.
That's because we've opened a major window of opportunity for you with a great rate, tax-deductible interest, and zero closing costs in the bargain. So apply now for a Home Federal Bank home equity loan, because when opportunity like this knocks, don't knock it.
If you're serious about buying a new car or truck, the absolute best time to buy is now. During Ford's factory-authorized clearance, your Ford dealers have 95s on the way, so they're serious about moving out the 94s. And now, with the plan Drive New every 2 years, drive Ford Escort at $199 a month. Now, choose from any of 4 Escort LX models. That's $199 a month. Now, if you're serious about making your best clearance deal, see your local Ford dealer today.
Heartland Series brought to you by your local Tennessee Ford dealers. Quality people, quality products.
Ken Stevens, weeknights on Action 10 News, straight from the